Oh, I love seeing all those faces. All right, so before we start recording, remember that that this is a Q&A call, and so you can post questions underneath the Epic Empire team call post in the team page. So if for some reason, even during the call, I'm going to start going down the list of questions. It's recording. Even during the call, you can post and I will try to respond accordingly as long as I see it before we end the call. So keep that in mind as we're going. And they can be follow-up questions to some of the ones that we talk about. All right. So welcome everybody to Epic Empire. I feel like I haven't been here in a while. A lot of crazy stuff going on. Mrs. Virginia. It's pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. And, you know, it's such a testament to getting outside of your comfort zone and doing something that scares the living crap out of you. And competing for Mrs. Virginia scared the crap out of me. While, people on the outside say, oh, well, you could totally do it. You're confident and this and that. No, it was hard for me to get up on the stage and to make myself vulnerable. And honestly, the biggest fear that came from it was failing in front of everybody so publicly. While I can fail in my business, and some of you guys would never know, failing publicly was a huge fear of mine, and I was so happy that I overcame it. Even if I wouldn't have won, I still overcame that fear, and I challenge all of you guys to live that way, to not live in this little nutshell where you're scared to fail. The more you fail, the more chances you have to succeed, and it's the same thing in this business. All right, so we'll go into some announcements and then recognition, and then we'll go into the questions that are posted in the team page. All right, so I wanted to introduce you guys to Libby. Libby is on the call right now. She is my new assistant. She's amazing. She is a Diamond Beachbody coach. She's one of Summer Tucker's personally sponsored coaches. So she has great training herself directly from Summer Tucker. So we love her. She's pretty much our upline, even though she's not our technical upline, she's my mentor. So everything you guys get training-wise and a lot of the stuff that I've learned comes from Summer, and Libby knows all of the same things as well and has access to Summer's material. So feel like she's going to be, especially when I'm in Cancun or in Nashville and things like that, she's my right-hand girl. So not that you can't come directly to me, but she'll be a great resource if you can't get a hold of me. Not only that, because she knows the business, so she can help you answer questions if you're confused about something. But she will be posting in our 21-day training, which is going on right now. We're on day 3, and I thought I posted this morning, but for some reason I didn't. But Libby will be posting every morning the 21-day training. So if you have coaches in there, make sure you're in there and make sure they're engaged. If you see that they haven't answered the question for that day or the assignment that we've given, follow up with them and send them a message. Be like, hey, did you have a question about today's homework? But that coach training is for you and it is for your team. So utilize it. Don't just let it sit there and pass and then it's over and your downline's asking you a million questions because they didn't focus on the training. Also, outside of the 21-day training, if you go in the back office, it's Coach Online Office, there is a whole new setup for training that the corporate office has put together for us. And it's, brand new coach training, and then you upgrade to the Emerald training, then you upgrade to Ruby, upgrade to Diamond, Star Diamond, 5-star, it goes all the way up to what should an Emerald coach be working on? What should a 2-star Diamond be working on? So whatever level you're at right now, if you go into the Coach Online Office, there is training in there for you from corporate. So make sure you go check that out. I just looked through it today, and it's pretty awesome. And all the forms and stuff like that we post on our training, like 7-day quick start and the BAT form that we use for tracking our activity, all of that is in there as well. All right. So Cancun. We have some coaches going to Cancun, and we're leaving in 6 days. It's myself, Kelly King, Kelsey King, Alex Grimm. My brain just went break. Alex, Stacy Noble, and Stacy's bringing her sister. Alex is bringing Crystal Floyd, and I'm not sure if Angela Zapian's going. I'm bringing my husband. Jason Delancey's going. So that is a trip that we have earned because we have hit Success Club consistently over time, every month, Success Club 5 or 10. And for every Success Club point, there's a dollar value added to it. And so eventually, I think Alex paid for her trip in like 2 months. Her whole trip was paid for in 2 months because she's a crazy Success Club girl. But, I think mine was within 6 months, my trip was completely paid for. So we're going on to Cancun at the Moon Palace Resort. And it's an example, what you're going to see us posting about is an example of what the Beachbody Cruise will be like in 2016. So if you're registered for the cruise, this is kind of a little sneak peek of what the cruise will be like for you. We will be working out with the trainers every morning with Shaun T, Tony Horton, Autumn Calabre, right there on the beach in Cancun. It is going to be mind-blowing. I mean, if you guys have never been on a Beachbody Success Club trip, they do not hold back. They will treat you like royalty. It's so much fun. There's little parties every night. So keep your eye on the cruise. And if you're not on the cruise and you're a brand new coach, the next trip will be coming up in January. We'll find out what the 2017 trip will be. This is a free vacation for you and your family. All right. So I won't be here on the 15th through the 19th. I will be like MIA. So will Alex, so will Kelly, Stacy, a lot of our diamond coaches. So if you message us and we don't get back to you, that's probably why. So Libby will be holding down the fort while we're gone. She'll be on the cruise with us next year. So awesome. Super Saturday / Super Sunday. Is everybody registered for Super Saturday or Sunday? Raise your hand if you're registered. 1, 2. Crystal? No. Jennifer, do you have one? No. Go in the back office and find a Super Saturday that is close to you. You have to be there. It is a part of this business. If you are planning to be a business builder and not a discount coach, or just somebody who goes complacent and months go by and you're like, crap, I'm not making any money at this, I'm going to quit. You need to be at a Super Saturday. It is a part of being a coach. It's part of building your business. And this one that we're having here in the DC region, which a lot of you guys are from DC, will be on Sunday. And we have Brigitte Linford and Trina Gray, who are both 15-star diamonds in the Millionaires Club and just fantastic at teaching technical stuff in the business. So you're going to learn a lot of things some things you might know already, but you are going to learn what other teams do and what they do to really attract business and work their business and recruit coaches and how to work social media and all kinds of really neat things. And I'll be up there on stage being crazy. The theme is 80s. Please make sure you dress up. It's part of the process, but it makes it a lot more fun. There is a Summit app for those of you who are going to Summit. Make sure you look up the app. It tells you the whole schedule and everything. And congratulations to Stacy K. I don't even know how to pronounce your last name, girlfriend. But Stacy K was our coach of the month for the month of March. All right, recognition. Going into these numbers. Hold on a second. Like a dry cough. No coughs before Cancun. All right. So these are the names that are on the board for Success Club. Now, if you're a new coach, Success Club is a way we measure the way we're performing throughout the month, how many challengers we're adding to our challenge groups. So a challenge pack is 2 points, and a Shakeology Home Direct is 1 point. So when you hear these numbers, that's a reflection of the activity these coaches have been doing throughout the month. Our goal every month is Success Club 5, and if you're an overachiever, you can go to Success Club 10, or if you're Alex Grimm or Stacy or Annette, you can go to 24 or whatever. But 5 and 10 is our main goal. All right. So Nicola is at 2 points. Crystal Floyd, you have 1 coach and 2 points. Tracy, oh, really? My phone. I'm sorry. Hold on, Tracy. Tracy Cameron has 2 points. Lauren, that's a new name on here, has 2 coaches and 4 points. That means you're going Emerald tomorrow, or maybe you're already Emerald. I need to check into that. Congratulations. Annette has 6 points, so she is in Success Club 5. She can check that off. And then myself, I'm at SC 10. So make sure you get your name on our Success Club document in the team page. All right, let me get into these questions that you guys can see. I'm excited. I like doing Q&As because they're more practical and it's not just, you know, somebody else's ideas, but it's the actual things that you guys are personally struggling with or feel like you don't have knowledge in. And so I'm going to do the best I can. And if for any reason you guys have a follow-up or input, feel free to unmute your line and kind of jump in. You can interrupt me. It's totally okay. This is very informal. Let's see. All right. So the very first question came from Kathy. And her question was, I struggle with finding new people. I've joined a few groups, but nothing that will really give me anyone to add. Need some ideas on how to grow my friends and clients. All right. One of the things I did in the beginning, because it morphs and changes as you grow in the business. This is going to sound ridiculous. I pulled out my yearbook from high school and went through and found all of these people that I went to high school with and sent them friend requests. You know, Stephanie Dooley went to high school with me. Michael Dooley went to high school. They're coaches on our team now. So I sent friend requests from people from high school. If you need a memory jogger, it is fantastic to pull out your yearbook because you'll be like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that person. And you send them a friend request. And you already know them. They know you. So most likely they're going to accept your friend request. Write down 10 places that you've either lived or worked or, you know, where you went to school, where you went to church, whatever. Write down those different categories. And then start writing out people that you were affiliated with in those categories. And don't necessarily discriminate on who you think would actually be a challenger with you because you don't know. You don't know who you're going to connect with, who needs you. And so write down all those names. Now you can consider your target market. I wouldn't necessarily go through all the guys in my high school yearbook and send them friend requests because that's not my target. I would send messages to all of the girls who are in my class or in, you know, classes underneath me. So write down all the places that you've worked, you went to school, you know, your kids' preschool, the moms in your kids' classes. I mean, send them all friend requests. And then as you advance and that grows, and remember to go back to your friend request. And if they haven't accepted within like a few days, I delete the friend request because you don't want to get put in Facebook jail. Another great way, which you've seen me do, and I'm actually on, well, it starts on Monday, but I'm on day 3 of an event, a free event, and it's a challenge. And I think one of the questions on Epic Empire addresses it, but a free challenge is a great way to meet people outside of your circle of influence. So if, you know, Maria joins my free challenge, and then Maria's sister and Maria's cousin's best friend, and it just keeps going and going. And so I continually ask in my free challenge groups, make sure you invite 10 of your girlfriends, you know, and I'll post a picture of you and me and my girlfriends or whatever. Make sure you send me a friend request. Asking that will, I'm sure I've gotten at least 50 or 60 friend requests in the past 2 or 3 days since I started the free challenge that I'm doing now. Free challenges is a whole nother topic and I can go off on that, but I have found the best way to find new people that are outside of your circle of influence is through the free challenge groups. Not challenge groups, free events, because events tend to circulate much easier than groups. Groups are annoying because when somebody adds you to their unique group or their pampered chef group or whatever, and you're like, I didn't want to be in this group. Why'd you add me to this thing? You don't want to do that. The event is non-invasive, non-committal. They can check it out when they want to, but it's not going to be an annoying thing or feel like they're committing to being a part of this group. All right, and you want to make sure it's public because that way their friends can see that they're going, and then their friends will go, and then their friends will send you a friend request. All right. Hopefully that helped you out, Kathy, but I think the key in the beginning is jogging your memory of where have you lived, who have you known, and getting connected with those people again will broaden your audience. And you should be adding at least 2 new people a day. especially in the beginning. All right, Denise wrote, writing more engaging posts, relationship building, finding my target market or niche target market tactics. All right, so engaging posts are so important. I see so many coaches, some of our leaders will send each other funny posts of like, really? Why did she post this? Not you guys necessarily, because we're friends with a lot of coaches all over the network, but every single time you post, you need to have somebody in mind that would be reading it that needs to hear it. And it needs to be from your heart. It needs to be something that you are personally either dealing with or going through, or you learned something. Don't just post, I did my insanity workout today and it felt good. It's like, that's not going to get anybody's attention. It's like, oh, good for you. You might get 4 likes from your mom and your Aunt Kathy, and that's it. You want to make sure your posts are thought-provoking, that they're encouraging, that they're inspiring, that they not force somebody, but with somebody, when you see this post and you're like, you want to answer their question or you want to comment because they asked something that is thought-provoking for you, make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're asking questions that are quality questions, not silly questions. Think about things in your life that you do every day that are familiar to other people. Some of you guys are moms and you can post about your kids, but then ask a question to get advice. We went over this in one of our calls. It is just great to ask for advice or opinions on Facebook. You can do fashion post. I'm sorry for the boys. You can do fashion post and put you like outfit 1, 2, or 3. That is engagement. Every time somebody responds to your posts, you are going to show up more in their news feed. So it's so key to not just post and have people look at it. You want people to like it and you want people to comment on it. You can do a shoes post, Jason. You could be like, do you like these Nikes or these Nikes? And then, Josh did one that worked great. I think he did trucks, and he was like, you like this color, this color, this color, of like tundras or something. And people went back and forth at which ones they like. So guys can do, cars. They can do shoes. I don't know. You guys can figure it out. Pre-workouts. What do you like? Which ones do you use? Honestly, even if you're not really crazy about what people are going to answer, the whole point of it is getting them to engage with your page. The more engagement, the more you're going to show up in their news feed. So when you post about a challenge group opportunity, there are people seeing it. But if you don't have any engagement on your page, it's probably your mom's going to see your challenge group, and your grandma, and your aunt, and that's not your target, right? Your target is the whole huge audience. So you want those people commenting on your post. And you got to keep adding new friends. I'm telling you, the people who are joining my challenge groups and are on this team were most of them, I'd say 80% of you guys were complete strangers to me or to your upline when you signed on. So don't expect it to be your best buddy, joining your challenge group, because that's not going to happen. It took my best friend forever, and she's a discount coach and she didn't do anything, but that's okay. I hope that helps a little bit on engaging posts. Building relationships is key in this business. Being a Beachbody coach is all about relationships. This is not, buy this beautiful necklace. I don't know what relationship happens with buying a necklace or Mary Kay or Pampered Chef, whatever direct sales. Beachbody is about learning who that person is, finding out what their needs are, and then tailoring what you have to offer and the tools you have to their needs. So say, for example, somebody says they're interested in your challenge group. I've always told you, don't engage with them on the public post, because nobody wants to open up about their personal struggles on a public post. Bring it to a private conversation. I always put, they're like, how much does it cost? What program did they do? I will send you a private message. And then everybody that reads that goes, wait, I want the private message too. Tell me more about it. So get them into a private message. And then I don't go, oh, well, she did the 21-day fix and it's $160. And I have a group starting April 1st if you want to join. No, any of that. That's like the very end. What you want to do in that private message is, hey, Maria, tell me, what exactly are your fitness goals? what do you feel like is your biggest obstacle in achieving those fitness goals? And then also I want you to share with me a little bit about your nutrition. When you ask those questions, you are about to get, it can be overwhelming sometimes for me, but you get this long paragraph, you know, about them, where they work and how many hours they work and their kids, and, or they have fibromyalgia, or they, you know, used to have a eating disorder, they're trying to get pregnant. You get all kinds of things. And you need to listen to their answers, because their answers are all the little red flags that pop up of like, this person really could benefit from a challenge group. This person really needs the social aspect of this and the accountability. Because us stay-at-home moms, it's pretty freaking lonely sometimes. And as a mom, letting people know that, hey, you are going to be in a challenge group where you could check in anytime during the day and people are going to encourage you. You need to let moms know that, because that is an empty space that a lot of us moms have. If somebody is working full-time and they are struggling with having time to do this, which a lot of the dads or, you know, full-time working women, they need to know that they have a 30-minute workout that will completely transform their body if they do it 6 days a week. And it comes with a meal plan. You don't even have to get into the meal plan, because you want to tailor the meal plan, the nutrition side, to what are their needs with that. Do they already think they eat healthy? Maybe they need to understand portion control a little bit. Do they have a hard time getting breakfast in? Do they wait till 11 o'clock to eat and then they go grab something from McDonald's? They need to understand that Shakeology is quick and easy, and it's a full meal, and literally they could just pop it in their blender, or they could, I don't like shaking it with just milk or whatever, but it takes, 2 minutes to make your shake. And you jump in your car, you're driving, commuting to work, and you've got your breakfast right there, and it will give you energy and help you feel full until your next meal. So bring it to a private message, ask the questions that will get the answers that you need, and then listen to their answers, and then tailor your response about what you have to offer with challenge groups, with accountability, fitness, and nutrition. Tailor that to what they're saying. Don't use your verbiage, use their words. And that will ring and not feel salesy when they're listening, because you're using their words. All right. Jatana, sorry. Finding your niche or market tactics. For me, mine was pretty simple, but you know, if you're a woman, I'd say stick to women, because it's really hard to motivate a man to work out and understand what a man deals with when he's working out. I see a wife over there. So focus on women. Men, you actually have it kind of nice, because you can actually help men and women. It sounds weird, but you can. Women working with men is awkward. Men can work with women and men, and think about personal trainers. Most personal trainers you see in the gym, they're typically men. And we go to them, we're like, yeah, help me, please, I need to work out. So men, I would say, you know, figure out who you best relate to, and then just know that any mom is going to want help. So you can help moms. I would say stay away from young women if you're married, and that's kind of weird. But somebody who's mature and has kids and is like, you know what, you have tools that can help me, and you have a challenge group, sure, I'll join. I would be totally okay with joining a guy coach's challenge group if he was telling me about the 21-day fix. So I think you're okay to market to moms, especially if you're a dad, because it makes you more credible. And then, of course, you can market to other men who are, if you are a father, you have gone through having a newborn, probably gaining weight with your wife when she had a baby and got pregnant and you're eating with her, or just going through life and having a full-time job and gaining on the weight with getting older, metabolism slowing down, and just gaining that weight. So you relate to people. We all struggle with the same things. Think about what you struggle with and connect with people on that level. And same with grandmothers. Grandmothers struggle with their own separate thing that they're dealing with, and it's typically their bodies are changing. They're either gone through menopause. Their metabolism is not the same anymore. Their hormones are shifting. So whatever you're struggling with, think about that, because there's a whole dynamic of people. And of course, you can reach down to moms as well. Moms are like done. Easy for anybody to connect with. All right. Let's see. Ren wrote, Facebook post, I need more amazing ones like the if I could give you a workout and if you guys aren't familiar with that one that we always post, it's a great one every time. I can ask an Epic Empire and I'll post it. But I think, Ren, those things tend to happen over time. I think you tend to play with it a little bit and you'll find what works and what doesn't work, but you have to try and completely fail at it and then completely succeed at it sometimes. And when you find something that's really successful, put it in your computer, save it, write it 6 months later, because your Facebook audience, probably most of them, 90% of them did not see it. So remember what works and what doesn't work. And then go find those coaches who are doing really well in the company, not just on Epic Empire, and follow them. Don't friend request them, follow them. And then, or even just check out their page and see what they do. And I don't just go with what I like. I go with what's getting interaction. So if Danielle Katz posts something and she gets 470 comments, I'm like, heck yeah. So I'll grab that idea. I'll tailor it to what Jatana would say, and I will post it on my wall. I use other coaches' material a lot, but I try to tailor it with my own words and who Jatana is. But if it's a concept of like, you like your toilet paper this way or that way, then I can use that. It's not a big deal. People ask that question all the time. So go find some coaches that you identify with that are similar to you in lifestyle, number of children, what kind of job they have. Brittany Leggett was a nurse. If you were a nurse, you might want to follow Brittany Leggett. If you don't have kids, you might want to follow Brittany Leggett. If you are a stay-at-home mom with kids, you might want to follow Melanie Mitro. If you are a career person and a guy, you might want to follow Dave Ingram and Tommy Migrant and Jimmy Hayes Nelson. All of those people are fantastic resources. So you can get some great ideas from these people who have been in the business for a while and have found what works and what doesn't work. And whatever you see that works, tailor it to you and use it for your audience. And I did that a lot in the beginning. I was actually really bad at it. I would copy people's stuff word for word, and it was like, I'm sure people knew that it wasn't me. But now I've gotten better at tailoring it to Jatana. All right. Yes, it was. Anybody have any questions? Oh. I hope this is helping. Shake your head if it's helping. Don't lie. Just kidding. All right, Kelly. What do you recommend to those who are doing the 3 vital behaviors? Oh gosh, here we go. Posting regularly, building a relationship, but still growing and still not growing their business and gaining challengers. This is a very good question because a lot of you probably are wondering the same thing. I'm doing everything she tells me to do and it's not happening. Why does it happen for Stacy, who signed on in 2 days and got 12 points, and hasn't happened for me? Well, one, before I definitely don't compare because everybody's completely different in the audience they have. Somebody like Stacy K, I'm going to call her Stacy K. She was a JV basketball coach. She was already in the middle of her transformation, so she had a following already. So when she jumped into the business, it was very easy transition for her. If you came into the business and you were just starting to start your fitness journey, like Jessica signed on and she started her fitness journey and she's a coach and she's still trying to prove to her audience that she is for real in this, or what Tara got pregnant? Let's see. Sorry, I was distracted. I didn't realize you guys were posting on here. A lot of people say they don't do shakes. Okay, I'll ask that. Post that in Epic Empire, Crystal, because I don't see the chat version of this very well. Where's I going with that? Hold on. All right, so if you're doing everything you're supposed to do and it's not working, I would say you might want to start tweaking what you're doing. While personal development is key, that's kind of constant. If you're not growing personally, then maybe you are cold-hearted and you need to open it up a little bit and realize everybody's got issues and everybody needs to deal with certain things. Some people I've worked with as coaches have like this wall, and you keep telling them, and they're like, it's not working. You're like, oh my gosh, you are so stubborn. Like, stop being stubborn and realize you've got issues and you need to work on them, because we all do. Nobody's perfect. So personal development, make sure you are growing, because I promise you, once you start growing, your team will start growing. If you have a negative attitude, guess what? Your audience does not want to be a part of what you're doing, because it shows. I can tell you there are people on this team who are like life suckers sometimes. And I just want to grab you and be like, stop. Nobody wants to be a part of that attitude. You have got to start working on yourself, and I have to work on myself. I have got insecurity. I know it all. I've got all kinds of issues that I work on personally. So make sure you're doing your personal development. Ask your closest friends, what do you think I'm weak at? What do you think would be the biggest drawback to people wanting to be mentored by me in their fitness journey? Your best friends will tell you. I'll tell you the truth. So make sure you're doing your personal development. The other vital behavior is inviting. If you're not inviting, nobody's going to join your challenge group, because it doesn't just happen. If you're not living it out on Facebook in a very, vibrant, encouraging, inspiring way, then when you ask to join a challenge group, it's not going to make any sense to them. They're like, you want me to what? They need to already know that what you're doing before you even invite them. So make sure your Facebook, your posts daily are showing them what you have to offer and what you're doing. And so when you invite them, they're like, oh yeah, that's that stuff you've been doing all the time. Tell me more about it. So make sure your Facebook posts are happening every single day consistently. Because remember, only 10%, maybe 8% of your Facebook audience is seeing your posts. So you have to do it daily. You have to do it at different times throughout the day so they can see it, so that when you go to invite, it makes sense in their brain why you're inviting them to something. If you're not doing that, then they're really going to think you're just selling them something, and that's going to be creepy, and they're not going to want to listen to you. So make sure your Facebook page is journaling your journey of what you're going through, not just in Beachbody, but also in your life, and that will attract people to you. There will come a point in your Beachbody career when you get really good at this, you don't have to invite anymore. That sounds really, really bad. But there comes a point when you post, and it wasn't until this past year, halfway through this past year, where now I can post, I can get a whole pile of people, I can start my conversations with them individually, and then figure out who's going to buy 6 months from now, who's going to buy tomorrow, who's going to buy next month, who's going to buy when they get their tax returns. There's a whole variety of people, and it's not just because they said, yes, I'm interested, means they're going to buy right away. All right, so inviting, the key to a good invite is that you have already been the example and they already know what you're doing in their mind. Okay, so make sure your Facebook page is truly living this out. Otherwise, they're not going to really buy into anything you're saying. All right, and the third vital behavior is being a proof of the product. It kind of ties into the invite. It's not about the quality of the invite. It's that they already respect the fact that you've been on this journey and you are making changes. So proof the product works. If you still look the same way you did 6 months ago when you started Beachbody, there's a problem. You're not doing something right, and you need to fix it. You need to change your nutrition. You need to change your, consistency in your workouts, and you need to do it. Nobody wants to buy from somebody who's doing Beachbody for 6 months to a year and they don't see changes. Why do you think my posts are so crazy when I post I have ups and downs this past winter. I gained my muffin top back and it was yucky and it wasn't where I wanted to be. Guess what? I did extreme. I got transformation and that blew up and everybody wanted to know what I was doing. So make sure you're getting a transformation. You cannot be a Beachbody coach and expect to be successful if you are not being a proof that the product works. Bam. That sucks. Sucks to hear, but you got to do it. Because if you're not, you're wasting your time, honestly. And it sucks for you because you have so much potential. Beachbody is the tools that will get you to what you want, where you want to be. make sure you use them. All right. Bring you to church. Let's see. So I think that covers her question with the 3 vital behaviors. I think you have to be real with yourself and see, are you really doing it right? Or are you just pretending you're doing it? Because sometimes we think we're doing it and we're just pretending and it's not real. Let's see. Growing their business and gaining challengers. That's all the same question. All right. Aaron wrote, is there a way to, is there a way to listen to this call when I get off my swing shift? Yes, it's being recorded. Let's see. Kelsey wrote, how to expand your market by finding more friends to add to Facebook through groups and free events. This is the way I honestly think when I did my very first Buns, Guns, and Abs. Actually, it was my second Buns, Guns, and Abs. The first one was an epic fail, which is why you should do things multiple times because it doesn't always work the first time or the second time or the third time. I've only done 2 Buns, Guns, and Abs that actually worked, and I've done it at least 7 times. And the one I'm doing now is working great. But the first one I did, I think, was a reason why I'm 5-star, or I'm 6-star now, but the reason why I got elite last year. If I had not done the Buns, Guns, and Abs that went to 5,000 people, I wouldn't have signed, I think, 13 coaches, got Josh to Diamond. I think we got 53 Success Club points. If I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have met Annette. I wouldn't have met Nicola. I wouldn't have met Maria. A lot of these people, Denise, Kathy, all of you guys on this call, Kadrina, I met through a free event. Like 90% of the people on the call right now, I met through a free event. If you are not doing a free event, you're crazy. You're shooting yourself in the foot because it's non-invasive. If people don't feel like they have to commit to something, they just feel like they can be a fly on the wall. If they like you and you're engaging and you're teaching and you're adding value during the free event, don't just post a workout and expect it to happen. You actually have to work at it. I post videos every day in my free event. It can be about quinoa. It can be about coconut oil. It can be about how to do a push-up properly. But you need to be adding free value to them and growing in a relationship with them where they are inspired and encouraged by you. Where at the end of it, they'll say, thank you so much. I'm so excited. What do I do next? And that's where you're like, all right. But you want to make sure you're adding value every single day. The free event does not work itself. You have to hustle during that. And I have a training on it. If you guys haven't seen it, at the Super Saturday that we did here in DC. So if you're not familiar with that training, please go find the YouTube video. You can just type in Super Saturday Jatana Jackson. It will pop up on YouTube. And I gave a whole 15-minute spiel with slides and everything on how I run my free events. But that is how you grow your Facebook friends and your Facebook audience and your credibility, because when you're adding free value to somebody, they feel like they can trust you and they should be able to trust you. And that's a whole nother call on how to actually properly do that. But please go watch that teaching that I did at Super Saturday if you're still confused. Let's see. Any follow-up questions? No. Don't be scared. We're all informal. All right. I'm getting like a cough. No, don't get a cough. How to find coaches. Amanda. The number one place is in your challenge group. I hate to say that it sounds like a, Jesus in Sunday school answer, but it is. It's in your challenge group. You groom your coaches in your challenge group, which is why you need to be a good coach in your challenge group. When you see your challengers posting their workouts, you comment on it, which encourages them to want to post more. And then the more they post, the more they're involved in the process. And you'll have people that will stand out, and you'll have people that won't do anything. People that won't do anything, you still need to work with them, but they're probably not somebody that you're necessarily going to groom for coaching. People who stand out are the people that you want to pay attention to, and you want to groom them. You want to breadcrumb them a little bit. You want to encourage them because they are somebody who's already inspiring people within the group. I'm trying to think of some of you guys that have been in my challenge groups. Christy, you were in my challenge group before you became a coach. And she was always posting her before and afters and what she ate that day and what her workout she did and how she felt. And I'm like, dang, Christy's good. She is going to be a coach. And I'd comment on it and I'd say, oh, somebody's got feedback. But anyways, you can let them know at some point in their journey, do you know you would be a fantastic coach? You are already inspiring our team, our challenge group. And I just wanted to let you know that I'm not asking you to be a coach, but I think you would be amazing. And you're probably inspiring people that you know in your community or your friends or whatever. So just a thought, think about it, but leave it at that. Let them, feel it out a little bit. And eventually, if that's what it's supposed to be, it's got to be their decision. They will come to you and say they're interested. A lot of the coaches on our team are from our challenge group. Stephanie Dooley, Kelly King, they were all challengers before they were coaches. Some people just sign on as coaches, and how that happens is through the free challenge groups. All right, so the free groups, right? Whenever I get towards the end of the event, I keep saying groups. When I get towards the end of the event, I will post a call to action post in my free event after I have given these people a ton of amazing stuff for free. And I will say, if you guys have enjoyed this process, I am taking 10 people who would like to be a part of a formal challenge group. It will be private and exclusive, and I will be working more one-on-one with you in this challenge group. If you're interested, I need you to fill out, in the serious applicants only, I need you to fill out this WooFoo form. And I will be getting back to you on June 5th to let you know if you've been accepted into our challenge group. Right? Some of you guys actually filled out that form for me, right? And you fill out the form. It feels official. You're like, I'm filling out a challenge group form. I might get picked, right? You fill it out. And the nice thing about those forms, I don't know if you remember, but it basically tells me, do you own any Beachbody products? Do you, what is your fitness level? How are you eating? And if somebody says, I'm intermediate fitness level, I own P90X and Insanity, and I eat, cod and asparagus and this and that, I'm like, whoa, hold up. This girl is already doing what I do. And that's what I message her. You love Beachbody products. And you're eating healthy, and you are at a fitness level that would totally inspire people. Have you ever considered getting paid to do what you love? And most people are like, really, me? And they feel honored that you would even think that they would be a good coach. So don't be hesitant to tell somebody that they would be a fantastic coach, because it's actually something that they feel complimented by. But you don't have to tell them they have to sign on with you today. Here's my link. Make sure you sign on and I'll get 2 points and I'll get $40. Don't think that. Give it as a compliment. Let it plant a seed in their mind. And when they were ready, you can follow up with them. And when they're ready, they'll come to you and it will happen. But you have to plant the seed. You can't be scared to mention it to people. And using the WooFoo forms in the free event is fantastic, because it lets you know who I pull out all the forms that I get and I put them in pile. Coach pile, challenger pile. And you can tell who the challengers are. They're the people typically that, are really trying to focus on themselves right now. They need to work on them. They need to lose 60 pounds. They're a beginner. They just had a baby, or they're struggling with something emotionally. Whatever they wrote, they don't own any Beachbody products. Those are your challengers. Those are the people you want to love on the fitness journey. The people who already own Beachbody and are at intermediate fitness levels and they're eating well, they might need a little bit of twerking, a little bit of tweaking on their fitness journey, a little bit of help and accountability. Those people would make fantastic coaches. So that's a great way to find coaches along with your challenge groups. Be a good challenge group coach. Follow up with who you have in there and plant seeds with people that are amazing, because there are people in our challenge groups that are amazing. I see coach people in there, see challengers in there, and I'm like, who's your coach? Dang, I need to find out who this person's coach is, because this person's good. And I messaged some of you and said, who is Lindsay? Please tell me I mentioned coaching to her. I don't know who, I'm just making somebody up. Please mention you coaching to her, because she's amazing. So if you have those people in our challenge groups right now, you need to message them when we get off this phone call. All right. Denise, I'll be almost Heather. Is there anyone I can follow on Facebook who is still trying to lose a lot of weight and gaining success? That's a good question. I guarantee there are a ton of people that are in that process who are coaches who are successful. So I will ponder on that and get back to you, Heather, on a name. You know, I want to say Tommy Migrant, but he's a guy and it won't be as helpful. Let me get back to you on that one. What is your opinion on the best personal development book? I'd say beginner, you should always read Compound Effect. Either Slight Edge or Compound Effect. They're kind of the same concept, but that is a must read in this business. You have to read Compound Effect or Slight Edge. I like Slight Edge because it's shorter, but it says the same thing. Anything John C. Maxwell is fantastic in terms of leadership, dealing with failures. Think about the things you're struggling with. If you're insecure, if you lack leadership skills, if you lack organizational skills, whatever it is that you need to work on, go find a book. And we have some lists in Epic Empire that focus on the different skill sets that you need to work on. But anything John C. Maxwell, trying to think of what I have over there. Dave Ramsey is fantastic for financial stuff, and Compound Effect or Slight Edge. But I would say those two are your beginner books. Go Pro is great for sales. Like if you're trying to understand how the sales dynamic works, Go Pro is fantastic, and it's a really short read. I also, what's the one? I haven't got it yet. I need to read it. I'm a bad A. I don't like to curse, so I said bad A. It's called I'm a bad A. Sounds Canadian. I'm a bad A. Anyways, that one I've heard is fantastic. There's a lot of top coaches that are reading it, and they absolutely love it. And it's just about understanding that you have amazingness inside of you and how to really pull that out of you and be dynamic in a crazy loud world where people want to see and hear what you have to say. Free event, let's see, Heather wrote, free event, how I was invited into, in the world of Jatana Jackson. Exactly. See, they work. Most of you guys, I seriously are from a free event. How do you motivate your challengers who refuse Maria, who refuse to work out and have tons of excuses? I don't want to give up on them, but I can't do the work for them. And that's, you just answered your own question. You know, there are people who get excited in the moment and buy it, and then life gets in the way and they realize that they don't have the commitment to stick with it. And I was one of those people. Sometimes it just takes a situation in life where they start doing it. And I have people that bought Insanity from me in the very beginning. They've fallen off the bandwagon and they've come back months later. Christy is one of them. I don't know if you bought Insanity, but she did something with me in the very beginning. She fell away for a long time and she came back with Pio. So they come back. Keep your relationship with them. Keep encouraging them. Stay consistent on your Facebook. I'm sure Christy watched me on my journey and she's like, dang it, I'm thinking about it. I need to do this. I've moved. I've gained weight. I've had a baby, whatever the situation was. But Christy came back, you know. So remember that just because they don't succeed at it in the beginning, or maybe they succeed at it and then fell away, they will come back to you when life circumstances becomes more, becomes easier for them to do it. So make sure you're living it out on Facebook so you're still that person in their life that they would go to when they're ready to jump back in. And then I always love to use the quote with people, don't forget, I don't know how I get something about don't forget why you started, or the reasons why you started or whatever. And kind of make sure you emphasize that in your challenge group that you're talking about. Remember your why, understanding why people joined in the first place. And then write that down next to their name. And when they start falling away, connect back with that why. Remember why you wanted to do this. Remember the feeling that it would feel like to lose that 60 pounds that you've been wanting to get rid of for like 15 years. Let's do this. And they have to, you know, follow up with you and actually do the workouts because you can't force them to work out. I'm almost done. Hold on. Jessica, reading Slight Edge, and I swear last night my picture should have been next to the text. Yeah, Flight Edge is amazing. I listened to it on audio on the way to South Carolina one trip, and I loved it. It's fantastic. So I encourage you to either read Compound Effect or Slight Edge. Honestly, they're the same thing. So don't bother reading both. Just pick one. Slight Edge is just shorter. Kadrina. Oh, there's more questions popping up. Once the free challenge group is over and they fill out the form to move to the next phase, do they have to purchase a program or Shakeology? So they fill out the form, and I have a pile of them, and I separate coach, not coach. Katrina, and I think you were already a coach pile, right? I think I had you in the coach pile based on whatever you had said in your form, and I can't remember. I probably still have it. But divide them out between somebody, a potential coach and not coach, and then engage in them in a conversation individually. And that is where it takes some work and some relationship building. But if I get a lot of applications and I auto response every single one of them, I'm filling this group. You've got 24 hours to respond. If you already have a coach, you need to message me about that. I mean, some of you guys have gotten my, you've been selected for my PIO group auto response. That's when you get a lot. But if you get 5 applications, which is very normal, you want to go to those 5 individuals and ask those questions that I told you earlier. You shared with me a little bit about your fitness journey and your goals. Tailor that response because they're already giving you the answer to your fitness journey, your goal, their goals, their nutrition, and possibly their obstacles. An obstacle could be a great follow-up question. Like, you've told me what your fitness journey looks like. You've told me what your nutrition looks like. What's stopping you from achieving your goals? What do you think is your biggest obstacle? That could be a great follow-up question. But you want to go back into a private message. I use Facebook. You can use email, whatever works best for you. But I feel like Facebook is more personal. Go back in a private message and engage in a conversation. Be like, okay, I saw in your application that you said you want to lose 60 pounds and you're getting married in May, and you really struggle with your eating because you love carbs and chocolate, and you work full time and you barely have time to eat, but when you do eat, you junk food eat because you're in a hurry. Let me share with you what I think would work fantastic for you. One, we have a workout that is only 30 minutes long or 25 minutes long, whatever you think they would like better. I will give you a meal plan that will specify exactly what you can and cannot eat and still be successful at this. You will be a part of a group that will love on you and encourage you, and you will have accountability too, and then you'll have me following up with you and making sure that you are successful at this. So tailor your response to what they say in the application, in the message, and then that's where you're like, do you want to do this? Do you want to lose that 60 pounds before your wedding date? Use their words. Don't use your words, use their words, because that's what connects with their heart, and what makes the decision actually in the decision makers in the brain is what emotions they put down on that form. So make sure you reuse their words. Hopefully that answered your question, Kadrina. But you want to bring it into a private message in Facebook. And do they have to purchase a program or Shakeology to be a part of our challenge group? Yes. But I do have a separate group that is called Jatana's Health and Fitness with Jatana. And that's kind of my little holding place for people who have never purchased from me, but they were a part of my free event. And it's a great way to kind of keep people together who enjoyed the free events, but they're not ready to buy a program. And some of you guys were in that free group accountability. I call it an accountability group, not a challenge group. And it's just a great holding place where you can post your normal workouts and everything, and you can engage with people. And then when you do have a challenge group opportunity, you can share it in that group, and then you might get 1 or 2 people who are interested in doing it, because you never know where they're at in their life and when they're ready. How do you politely tell a challenger they can't join a closed group without buying a program? That's why I think it's important to have a group of people that is just yours. Don't add any coaches to it. It can be, Jason's health group with health and fitness, and somebody who's not ready to purchase, and they're like, I need help with my fitness, but I don't have the money to buy right now. Like, great, I have this free group. It's just an accountability group. If you walk one day, or you go running on the treadmill, or you go to the gym, feel free to post in there. And that's where I will post my workouts. Maybe it'll encourage you. I don't put too much effort into it, but I do post my workouts in there. So hopefully that answers your question. Those are all the questions that we have. I would like to open it up unless there's some in the chat, which I'm not reading. Best line so far, wanting what? Bad A. One thing can be done sitting on the couch with a, oh, okay, I'm not going to read all that. Wait, what did you, I'm not even saying what you're saying. Okay, you guys are funny. Are you making fun of me? Bad egg? No, bad A. A, like the letter. All right, questions. What does Jatana do to be successful? How does she post? How does she do it? How does she get Success Club points? How?
I have a question.
All right, thank you.
You bet. On the 5,000 plus buns, guns, and abs that you did you advertise that from your like page?
I did. I did, and I've tried to advertise this past one, and it keeps getting rejected.
Oh.
I'm not doing it right, but before there wasn't as many rules when you did ads. I want to say that even advertising it might not have really helped it necessarily. It might have. I didn't notice. I've noticed a lot of like people commenting, hey, so-and-so, do you want to do this with me? And then it got shared like 120 times from people who were sharing it on their wall and asking their friends if they wanted to do it with them. But yeah, I did an ad for that one. And I try to do an ad for the one that I'm doing right now, and it's been rejected twice. So I don't know if anybody has gotten good at Facebook ads, but I really suck at them. I haven't really needed them that necessarily, but yeah. Libby might have more information. I don't know if Summer has gotten really good at doing Facebook ads. I think she hires out on that, but.
And then I had one other question, if that's okay.
Oh, go for it.
For challenge programs, when we have one coming up, like I have one coming up on the 22nd of April. I've heard both ways, but a lot of the top coaches that I kind of follow use an event launching page to do every challenge group.
Okay.
And so what are your thoughts on doing a challenge group, just posting it and getting your challengers and putting them in a group versus saying, doing an event page to advertise it with, saying, join here to get more information about blah, and then doing your CP from there and then moving them into a private group?
I think if people are doing it and it's working, it's worth a try of trying. I haven't personally, the only time I've ever done anything like that is for a pre-launch, like if a new product is being launched, like when 21 Day Fix Extreme was being launched, I would promote it, have people fill out an application. As soon as I found out who was interested, I put them in a private launch group, and I literally didn't have to message 120 people. I said, it's live, here's the link, go. And literally it was like, ordered, I ordered, thank you, chocolate, ordered, and they had ordered when a new product came out. Now that's a little bit different because it doesn't always happen with new product releases, but I would say if you see something that looks like it's working, give it a try.
I was wondering because I did that with the bod when it went free for 30 days. And they didn't give me any CP, but I have 9 new customers. They're all club.
Nice. See? So it's working.
But it was from doing it as an event page to say, here's the information. Let me know if you're in.
Okay. So you do it as an event, and when it went live, is that where you were, like when it was available?
When they changed the rules in March.
Okay.
So the first 30 days were free for them to try it at no risk. And then so did an event to say, here's what it is, and I posted in that event page every day up to the date. And I signed up 9 people for club memberships from that.
Yeah, that's
and there were people who they were no's and passed on CP. They, they've been real hesitant to do anything. And I thought if I can find a way to kind of ease them in a little bit to let them see what what it's about, and then do a group for them so that they can see what being in a group is like. That then at the end of that, I'll pitch a CP on it and say,
challenge pack for those of you who are like, what the heck is she doing on CP?
what are you talking about? But then I thought I could reach out to each one of them at the end of it and say, what do you think about this? Which program did you like the most? And, just work from there to see if I can convert that to a challenge.
Challenge pack. I think that's a great idea. And I think that anything you see other coaches doing that you feel like looks successful, give it a try. And you tried it, and it was. And next time you try it, it might not work, but that's okay. As long as you are trying and attempting new things, it's fantastic. And if you find something that really works, share it with your downline, share it with Epic Empire, right? Make a little YouTube video about what you did, and then share it with the team so that we can all try something. And some of us might change it a little bit and make it even more successful. So I love that idea, and I would be interested in attempting it myself. So thank you. All right, well, it's getting late. Anybody else? Last call? No?
Yeah, I have a question from my wife. She wants to know why you tried seven challenges and they failed 5 times, but they did work for 2 times. Like, what did you do different in those 2 times that you didn't in the 5 times? Just maybe different people that you reached?
I didn't do anything different. I think that the one that was really successful was June 1st. I think it was the timing was really good that, people were in the midst of having to put on their bathing suit and go to the swimming pool, and they felt miserable, and they saw Buns, Guns, and Abs, and they joined it. I mean, some of the people on the call were in that event, so maybe they can say why they would join it. But it's timing, time of day. I just happened to post that early in the morning, thank goodness, and people were online at that time. So if you get excited about something and you post and you're like, oh, this is a great idea, this challenge, then put it out there and you're putting it out at like 2 p.m. Nobody's on Facebook. It doesn't get you anywhere. So you try different things, and sometimes it fails and sometimes it works. I could do the same event again next month and it might not do much of anything. So I think it's just timing. I do it throughout the year, and October free events kind of suck. But April, May, June, July tend to be great. If you try to do one in November, nobody wants to work out. Nobody wants to spend money. They're thinking about eating turkey and mashed potatoes, and that's it. And spending lots of money on presents. So I think it just depends on timing, time of day, time of year that you do it. And then, clean eating groups are fantastic to do New Year's, like after Christmas, after Thanksgiving. People feel a little miserable. 7-day clean eating groups work for that time of year. But trying to do a Buns, Guns, and Abs in November won't do anything. But before spring break in June, it's fantastic. So I think I've just tried different things and learned what works and what doesn't work.
And how many times do you repost, like your ad for that challenge? Do you do it daily? Do you do it weekly before the challenge actually starts?
I start the event a week before it begins. So I started this one on Monday, and I knew I was going to do it. 7:30 a.m. on Monday morning is prime time for me. And so I said, I'm going to do this Buns, Guns, and Abs, and it's going to happen at 7:30 in the morning. I'm going to post and invite as many people as I can before my kid has to go on the bus. So I did that to maximize it. And then I make sure at 2 o'clock that I comment on it so it shows up in news feeds at 2 o'clock. And then at 7:30 Monday night, I commented on it again, or if you can go back and look and see. But it could be like, I'm so excited about this event, whatever you want to post, but it shows back up in people's news feeds. And I do that for the next 3 days, making sure I'm continually adding it to the news feeds. And then I'm also commenting and making a video. I made a video today in my free event, just saying like, I'm so excited to start this journey with you guys and whatever. And that shows up on my news feeds also because it's public. So that every time you comment on the event or in it, it's going to show up in your news feeds. And people are going to be like, what is this? And they go check it out.
And are you also inviting people through private message? Not just. So no.
No, I just do the little corner thing where it says show more friends, and my friend list come up, and I will, click on, I'm in mom groups, and I'll click on the whatever categories they're in and select all. It'll select them all and then send invite. Or if I, specifically want to invite people, then I'll go through and click through the names. And sometimes I spend 10 minutes doing it, and then I'm like, I got to stop. I'll invite more people tomorrow because I have a week to invite more people. So if I get through my, only through the A's, then that's all I get through that day.
Thanks.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to wrap up tonight because it's late. Thank you for having a wonderful call and providing questions so that we can all learn. If you have any more questions, feel free to post and I will try to address them the best I can. But you guys have an amazing evening. Go register for Super Saturday. Peace out.